What is up, guys? Zuri back for another video. Today we're gonna do another vlog type thing. That was a lot of fun the last time. So I'm gonna share this beautiful sunny day with you. We're gonna go for a little skate cruise. I'm about to meet up with a friend, and we're gonna talk about something that I think is really important that could really shift your paradigm on the way you see things. And it's something I've been playing with a lot lately. And it's the idea that God wants you to win. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go for a cruise. We're gonna find a place to post up. We're gonna chat about this, why God wants you, I'm talking to you, to win in this world today, right now, and what that means and what that doesn't mean. So without further ado, let's go for a cruise. How's your day going, Jim? Same as usual? I got that. How about you, Craig? Nice. Good to hear it. Okay, so we have found ourselves a nice little log here, and it's nice and shaded, and so we're gonna post up here. So what do I mean when I say God wants us to win? Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of the time we get caught up in what's happening to us, right? We get caught up in our circumstances. Things aren't going our way. The odds are stacked against us. And a lot of times, you know, that could seem super valid, right? We're up against a wall and it doesn't seem like we have a lot of choice, right, in our situation. But at the end of the day, you do. You always have a choice. If you think back to World War II, Viktor Frankl, he wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. And the reason he made it out of the camp alive and didn't give up is he said he chose everything that happened to him in those concentration camps. So you do have a choice. I'll start by saying that. Now, you also have a choice in how you view things, right? When things happen to you, you're the victim. When things happen for you, you're the winner, right? Things happen for you, means you're progressing. So even when things aren't going positively, you can still benefit from whatever situation it is. And a lot of the time, you're gonna benefit from the adversity in which you seek. I'm reading a book right now it's by Ryan Holiday, The Obstacle is the Way. A lot of the greats that you think of, they had extreme adversity in one way, shape, or form. They had massive trials, and they overcame those trials, and that's why they're so legendary. And so that's really the point that I'm really trying to get across is whatever's happening to you, look at it, what if it happens for you, and what is there to learn out of this situation? The second thing is, God has your back, right? God wants you to win. He wants you to succeed. When we think we're alone and isolated, that's when our ego creeps in, and that voice in our head, that's gonna start nagging at us, telling us how insufficient we are, how we come up short. We're not strong enough. We're not good looking enough. We're not wealthy enough. We're not ready. All of these things, these stories that we tell ourselves, these things hold us back. If we do have choice in the matter, that gives us power. That gives us an entirely different outlook to see our present situation. If God wants you to win, what that does is it instills faith, right? You have to trust that things are gonna work out. You have to trust that your big plan, that's scary and audacious, that somehow it's gonna come together. Because we can only control so much. I learned this the hard way. I like to be in control of situations. It's something that I value, and I'm trying to let up on that need for control and just let things be and let myself be. But I think control is also a really good thing to have. And at the same time, we're not going to control a lot of the stuff that goes on in our world. So trying to control what we can and letting go of what we can't is something that I've been practicing lately. So if you look at things like the Bible, if you look at things like Think and Grow Rich, the law of attraction, There's a lot of metaphysical out there where you have to depend on an external source. Some people call it the universe. Some people call it God. Some people call it infinite intelligence. Whatever your cup of tea is. I call it God. God wants to see you succeed. And that's the belief, and that's the assumption from the get-go. Now, if the assumption is I'm going to succeed, I don't know how, I'm going to give that up to faith, I'm going to believe that God has my back, and just let it be, and you put that out into the quantum realm, you're going to start looking, it's called your reticular activator system, your RAS. You're going to start looking for the positive. You're going to start looking for the things that are going to be working for you when you're coming from this place. Just like if you've ever been car shopping, or your favorite pair of sneakers, or if you really do want a car or vehicle or whatever, you start seeing that car everywhere. That's the same thing with opportunity. You're going to start seeing opportunities of your plan succeeding, and that's God showing up, and that's the belief, and that's the assumption that you are going to win, and you get confirmation bias, which pretty much just means it affirms what you think. If you see something, if you say something, it's going to be in alignment with what you are talking about. And then, when you see that happen, you're like, oh, I was right. And then that affirms it. And that's when you can use confirmation bias for you versus against you. Now, if you want to know the science or the logical mind's way of proving that I'm right, let's even just play with the idea. It's positive psychology 101. It's law of attraction. Like attracts like. If you're positive, you attract positivity. If you're negative, you attract negativity. Now, this isn't night and day. Positive people, terrible things happen to them. Negative people, sometimes things just seem to work out for them. And it's always going to be not black and white. But the bottom line is, what you put out there is a very good indicator of what's going on. I learned from my mom growing up, character is an outward expression of your internal world. So when you're seeing that mean bus driver, right, that person that flips you off on the street or whatever, they're probably not super happy inside. But the people who smile on the street to you, the people that are very warm, they probably have a pretty good internal state, right? They're probably pretty at peace for the most part, right? We all have our masks and stuff, but they're choosing positivity and they're choosing happiness. And that's going to show up in their life. Bringing it back to the topic of God has your back, if we start from that assumption, instead of the odds being against us, you haven't even started whatever it is you want to do. The odds are already against you, man, because it's you against yourself, and now you're thinking that God is against you. Let's go on the flip side. God is for us. He wants to see you win. What happens then is now you have a teammate, you have a player, and if that's in the back of your mind, you're going to have more courage. It's going to be easier, and you're going to feel better about your outcome because you're not going to feel alone. Because feeling alone and isolated, there's the reason they say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. There's something about tribe and feeling of community that if you feel like someone has your back, you're going to be way more confident in whatever area. That's why I'm a firm believer in coaching, right? Your coach wants to see you succeed. Your coach wants to see you win. Why wouldn't you want to look at God or a higher power that also has your back and your best interest in mind? So for me, it's a no-brainer. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately, because when I get in the victim mindhood, like, oh man, things suck. This isn't going well. This isn't going as I wanted it to. I'm not getting results fast enough. Whatever it is, I am the victim. When God is testing me, when I feel like I have a challenge to overcome, it gives you a certain empowerment, which you carry that with you. You're just going to go a lot farther, and you're going to feel better and trust that God or the higher power has your back. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to get you to where you want to be. What I'm learning is that if I'm a control freak and I want everything to happen my way, whatever, that's a very limited, narrow view, because I can only create so much, right? I can only control so much. But God, if he controls the whole world, or she, if he or she controls the whole world, it's 2021. Let's get real here. If he or she controls the whole world, then that means there's so much more opportunity out there for stuff to just happen for you. and coincidences and serendipities to happen and things going in your favor. So I'm getting close to where I am gonna be, meeting up with a friend. So let's go for another cruise and finish the video.
One spark, I feel lightning blazing up through the darkest night. Hold your breath, babe, the smoke is burning. But kiss me now and I'll be alright. You know these flames ain't going out.
One thing I love about Vancouver 2.0 is the fact that you can just play volleyball with people. And I just spent 30 minutes playing with these guys. They needed a third and jumped in, and I got a new friend. People are awesome. So that's pretty much it for this video. I think concluding, God has your back. If you think he doesn't, then it's gonna feel like he doesn't. If you think he does, then it's going to feel like he does, or she does. And it's confirmation bias. So you might as well have that force work for you than against you. And with that, this video is done. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.